Guys, the Chicken's here, bringing you another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going to be getting into the best 5 engine room base layouts. Now, I'm going to keep the screen moving, and I'm not going to move the iPad, because I find that does work best with keeping the, I don't even want to say the name, just in case we jinx ourselves, but keeping the capture card rolling. So, first off, I want to show you some bases on the Canadian local leaderboard, because the global leaderboard, most people are at 6 and 7 engine rooms, so... we'll check out Mr. Astro Boy first, and he's got a pretty a pretty standard 5 engine room base. So basically, the idea is there's a Doom Cannon, and you spread your engines around the top like this, and yeah, Doom Cannon, Shock Blaster are typically the ones to go because they both hit air. The Doom Cannon does a lot of damage. It's not going to take down the heavy choppers, of course, but it's the best bet that you have at taking at least one of them down. And the Shock Blaster, it's going to give a constant stream of shots to all of them, which, again, it's not going to take them down, but it is going to slow them up, which is pretty huge, since the Shock Launchers don't hit them. The Shock Launchers not hitting air troops is basically what makes the whole meta right now. It just makes the whole thing viable, is the fact that the Shock Launchers can't hit them. So they just kind of have free range, and nothing else can take them down. So, so... here's Astro Boy's base, and that's basically it. He's got them kind of spread around the top. And, you know, it's also anti-seeker because we have the mines here surrounding all the engine rooms, so they are going to have to spend some good amount of GBE to be able to get into that. So we'll move up a little bit. We'll check out Qmodo. He might be at 6, I think. 3, 5... yeah, so again, this is kind of the standard for 5 engines. They are they're all clumped together. He actually went with a damage amp on his rocket launchers and the Doom Cannon, which is interesting because that increases the Doom Cannon's damage per second to 2,000, I think. Or is it more than that? No, sorry, to 3,000. So, in exchange for having a Shock Blaster, he went with the damage amp. I think that's probably... you know, it's probably the better way to go, especially if you have the 3 rocket launchers as well. The rockets aren't going to do a ton of damage to the heavy choppers, but if they're using mini choppers, if they're using seekers, they're just absolutely going to melt them. So they are worth it in that sense. So then we'll go over to the Chicken's base, and it's basically, you know, there's a few different variations, but it's essentially this is kind of what you want to use for 5 engines. I'm not as upgraded as some of those other guys who are a little bit higher in the leaderboard, but basically it's the same idea. I've got a centralized Doom Cannon. I've got one engine on 2 engines on each side, one engine at the far and the back, and then I'm just surrounded by defenses. So let's get into some live battles here, and we have 800,000 upgrade tokens. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, if I'm going to save it for max rocket launchers or if I'm going to save it for the other stuff. Probably makes more sense to save it for the other stuff because I don't think max rocket launchers are really going to make that big of a difference. If you guys want to see it, we could do that, but other than that, I don't think I'm going to. Alright, so now we can go into how to attack these bases. So basically, what we want to do is we want to get the heavy choppers and bullet out first. And we're going to, once they get past the flags, we're going to flare them over here. Then we're going to release the Seekers. So hopefully the idea is that the heavies clear all the mines as we're doing this. 1, 2, let's take out this Doom Cannon. I think it'll help a little bit. And I was a little bit late on that. You don't want your Seekers to catch up with your flying units. So we're going to let them go like this. And then I'm actually going to flare them right up over here. And the Seeker should be able to take care of the rest of that engine. And now we're going to flare them back down this way. Just keep those Seekers moving. Keep them alive. I think most of them are dead at this point, so... that's okay, though. That's okay. They got a lot of work done for us, so let's actually move up to this engine room next. And we're still looking okay. We got a lot of heavies on the field, which is going to help us. I think upgrading flares is going to be maybe my next bet. And then there we go. Okay, so we'll get this guy down in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Not a great time by any means. We might have won that one, I'm not sure, but The problem there was my Seekers died off a little bit too early, so maybe delaying them a little bit more so they last a little bit longer in the battle would have been helpful, but we did what we could for now. Boom! There it is, guys. Won by 3 seconds. We will take that. And we'll take this. So it's going to give us... it's not really going to allow us to do anything. But what I am going to do, actually, right now after that last one is I think it's going to be worth just maxing out the flare. Because we are using them quite a bit, so... maxing out the flare, maxing out the heavies. Just doing some of the little work that, that tends to pay off. We could unlock boom mines, too. I'm not going to do that right now because it's just going to push us up a higher tech level, and it's going to hurt us in matchmaking for really not that much of benefit since everyone's using flying troops. If it was shock mines, yes, that would be worth doing because it's going to, you know, that's going to really slow down or stop seeker attacks, but boom mines, not so much. Okay, so for this base, what do we want to do here, chicken? Let's go like this. Let's go like this. Let's throw a bullet out on his own, and in hopes that he can get that entire engine room by himself. I'll give him a shock knuckles here just to have a little bit extra juice. Actually, no, as soon as I flare, he's going to go this way. So let's throw one boat of Seekers down here. Actually, I'm going to throw both the Seekers down this way. And I'm just going to shock them. And, okay. And then as soon as that shock comes up, I might lose one or two, then we're going to smoke them. Okay, smoke them again. And we're going to start the flare party going this way and then going up and down and all around. And those maxed out flares are really going to help us. So let the Seekers do their thing on that base, or that engine I should say. And then we're going to go over here. And look at this, guys. Look at this. So it's interesting. You know, I kind of like this. Chopper Seeker meta because it's it's a little bit more skill based, honestly. Like there's more. You got to think of you know, it's not just as simple as just throw the Seekers out. You know, there's a little bit more to it. So I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Maybe you guys think it's too easy, but I think it's kind of interesting nonetheless. So obviously, we're not going to unlock Scorchers. They're not going to be useful at all. But yeah, so that's basically what 5 engine room gameplay is going to look like up until you get up into the higher ranks. But yeah, for now, I think that's basically what we wanted to go through for the video today, guys. We got a couple victories. Hopefully, we can keep that up. We got our chests, and yeah, I mean, essentially every 5 engine room layout is going to be like this, one way or another. The other one that we saw where we had to come up the left side, and then you had the one engine over here on the right. That's really not a great base, because especially if you're using a couple boats of Seekers with your heavy choppers like we were. I obviously messed up with bullet, but I mean, you can just place one shock there in those defenses, put the Seekers out, they clear that, one smoke down, and then, you know, you're away to the races. You've got that one engine on the left side down, and you're already up through the guy's base, so it didn't really help him. This is definitely, this kind of style is definitely the hardest. Because it's hard to pull the Seekers through because you have all those mines to get through, and it's just you have all those defenses clustered together to slow down the heavies and things like that. So let me know what you guys think of this down below in that comment section. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We are going to be covering everything that is Warships. I'm going to try to get my guys OP and Shishk on at some point, so you can look forward to that. And yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. The capture card didn't freeze on us once. Good stuff. And we'll see you next one, guys. Check it out. Back.